After one of the longest waits for a movie that I've ever seen, one of the most unexpected and bumpiest roads imaginable, The Flash has now been released in theaters and we can finally see what all the hype is about. The movie was originally supposed to come out in 2018 and then we actually got a trailer in 2021 and now we're here in 2023 and the question is, was it worth the wait? At this point we can finally all stop speculating and talk about it. What's up everyone and welcome back to Jones Vibes, where today I'm talking about The Flash. Hit the like button if you've been looking forward to this movie because I certainly have been. It was directed by one of my favorite directors, Andy Muschietti from It Chapter 1 and 2, but I got a chance to see an early screening for this movie and when I say that I was hyped, I think I might be downplaying it a little bit. I was hyped. And now that it's ran a marathon through my brain, I think I'm ready to dig into this movie and share some of my thoughts. First though, I do want to let you know that the first little bit of this review will be spoiler free and then towards the end, I'm going to be getting into some spoiler territory, and I'll be sure to warn you before I do. But yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is a movie that we've been waiting for forever. And back in 2021, next to the Batman, it was easily one of my most anticipated of the decade. And now I've seen it, and I can honestly say that this is a good movie. Like a really good movie. We head back to the DCEU for the first time since Shazam 2, if you count that. And I gotta say, it just felt good to be back in this universe, but back in this universe done right. Ben Affleck back as Batman. He felt great, and honestly, this is some of the best Bruce Wayne that I think we've gotten from him. Albeit it's maybe not as much as you're hoping for, but the world feels lived in and established, and we pick up with Barry Allen right where you'd kind of expect. Trying to get his dad out of prison and still reminded of the death of his mom every single day. And as you may know, if you've seen the trailers, this is really what the whole movie centers around. Barry wants to change the past and realizes with the Speed Force that he can, but the question is, should it be changed? And so we go on this insane multiversal ride filled with insane surprises, action, heart, and emotion. Honestly, this entire plot leaves so much room for emotion, and Ezra Miller really is the perfect actor for that. And stop. Look, I know. There is a lot of drama and stuff surrounding Ezra Miller, the person, and I don't want to get into any of that because this is all about the celebration of a good film, and so I'm just going to kind of be referring to the character of Barry Allen in this video, and I'll table this by just saying that Ezra Miller is a phenomenal actor and was absolutely phenomenal in this movie. There's no denying that. I mean, some of the scenes towards the end had me in tears, man. But whether or not Ezra is a great person or not, that's just not my place to talk about, and yeah, I'm a movie guy. But Barry Allen is a character that I'm personally only a little familiar with. I didn't do the CW series, and I know how much people love Grant Gustin, but on the movie side, there's always been plenty of Bruce Wayne and plenty of Clark Kent, but not as much Barry Allen. And so it's been fun, to see him in the Snyder movies, but for this character to finally get a modern solo movie is just so awesome. And what Andy Muschietti brought to the table was able to explore all of the best parts of his character and the Flash, using these crazy visual lightning speed scenes and flying through space and time just to blow our minds. And there were a few negatives, like there really was some CGI stuff that you could nitpick at if you really wanted to. Some of the stuff with both versions of him being on screen at the same time, it just looked a little off, but I'm typically one that can look past that because I know how much work was involved. It's not always going to be perfect, and I think compared to some of the more recent MCU movies, it's honestly pretty damn good. But Barry basically screws up the entire multiverse similar to Peter in No Way Home, and the ensuing adventure leads him to a universe with no Ben Affleck Batman, but a Michael Keaton Batman. And bro, this is where the fun begins, because I really think that Michael Keaton soared in this kind of older mentor version of Bruce. There's obviously some cheesy dialogue, but I didn't expect to be as moved by his performance as I was. And the Bat gadgets, and the Bat cave, and the Bat wing, and the music, God, it was like a freaking thrill ride, man. I was so into it. And also we got Kara Zor-El, played by the awesome Sasha Calle, and this was interesting. I think she did a great job, but there wasn't a lot to process, really. She was in the marketing a lot, so I kind of expected to see her more. I think moving forward, if they were to bring her back for the Supergirl movie, that would be awesome. I'd love to see her more. She's a really great actress. And then on the other side of things, if they decided to get someone else, I don't think I'll be up in arms or anything. The stuff that was fun, though, was her interaction with Zod and Michael Shannon and having him back. I've mentioned before that Man of Steel is one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, and so just living through some of that in a new way was really cool. The only thing missing was Zack Snyders' visual style, but I think that the team did a good enough job at trying to pull it off. But another really surprising thing to me about this movie was how funny it was. Personally, I like my DC movies dark, and so I didn't want to laugh at times, but it was so well written that I quickly realized, oh, so this is just gonna be really funny. The two different Barrys working together thing was so well executed, and the way that they kind of even each other out made for a very compelling story. But yeah, my main thoughts were that in the end, I was very satisfied as a DC fan. It certainly lived up to the hype for me, and I walked out saying, man, that was one hell of a comic book movie. As for my Jones Vibes star rating, it's going to be 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I just highly recommend going and seeing it. But now I do just want to mention a few spoilers and see how everyone is feeling about them. So if you haven't seen this movie, this is your warning. And there really is just two. First being Nicolas Cage showing up as Superman. Like, that was just crazy. If you're not familiar, there was supposed to be a film called Superman Lives in the late 90s with Tim Burton at the helm, and obviously that never came to fruition, so to see it realized in this was freaking epic. And then there were a bunch of other things, specifically Christopher Reeve's Superman being shown and Adam West's Batman. That was super cool, but the best was the reveal at the end after Barry had set things straight, killing off the entire Branch timeline and letting go of his past and his mom. He calls Bruce Wayne, and who shows up? George Clooney. And y'all, I laughed so damn hard at this. That was just such a shock. Had it been Bale or Pattinson, that would have been awesome, but freaking Clooney? I thought that was just brilliant. But yeah, guys, that's about it for me. Oh yeah, and there was a post-credit scene with Aquaman. Wasn't too special. I kind of thought it was lame. But besides that, The Flash was just really, really entertaining, and I'm just so happy that it's finally here. It was also a great movie to happen right now. It shows us all of the possibilities out there, and also that there are, in fact, a lot of different universes. It is sort of a soft reset, and since we're gearing up for the DCEU, it works perfectly. But now I'll pass it over to you. What did you think about the movie? Did it live up to the hype? Please let me know all your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to spread some good vibes. Also, if you stuck with me this far, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate the support, and then I'd love to see you come back. So hit subscribe, and if you're looking for more movie and television talk, I'll clip some at the end so you can keep on watching. But The Flash is here, and now it's time to look ahead to the future.